and First Lady Marty Kemp, for all you have done and continue to do to support Israel in its defensive wars against Iran, Hamas, Hezbollah, and the other terror armies of the Middle East, as well as to keep the release of Israel's hostages at the top of our country's priorities in the region. Thank you also to Anat Sultan Dadon, Consul General of Israel to the Southeastern United States, who is here with us today. Anat will be transitioning from her post in Atlanta and moving back to Israel shortly. We deeply appreciate the Consul General's service to the State of Israel and to the State of Georgia. And a heartfelt welcome to Eli David, brother of hostage Evyatar David, and their cousin Matan Eshel, who traveled here from Israel to share Evyatar's story with us and to push for freedom for Evyatar and for the remaining hostages. My name is Bart Cohen, and I'm a fourth-generation Atlantan and a local business owner. I'm married to an Israeli American, and my wife and I are raising 3 feisty young Georgians in Toco Hills. Governor and Mrs. Kemp, together with the Jewish community of Georgia and the rabbis and leaders who are gathered today, I wish to express our gratitude for the deep, historical, faith-driven connection that you and so many Georgians have with Israel, and for the support you provide as Israel struggles to defend its very existence in recent years. The Gaza hostage crisis is a dark chapter that must be closed so that the people of Israel and the region can begin to rebuild their lives and pursue the peace that we have dreamed of and prayed for so long. Pidyon Shvuyim is the Hebrew term for redeeming captives. Redeeming captives is a religious duty enshrined in the Bible, in the books of Genesis and Leviticus. When our brothers and sisters are held hostage, we are required to fight for their release and to harness our collective energy and prayers towards the cause of their freedom. All of the remaining hostages must be freed. This is not a political issue. This is an appeal to basic human decency.
Today, we will hear from Eli about his brother, Evyatar. Evyatar was kidnapped from the Nova dance party on October 7th, 2023, by Hamas terrorists. Evyatar has been kept for 643 days in brutal conditions in the dungeons of Gaza. My name is Eden Doniger. I'm the general counsel of a global tech company, which has its North American headquarters here in Atlanta. I'm also married to an Israeli American, and I also have 3 daughters we're raising here in Sandy Springs. And Bart and I, and a few other Jewish Atlantans, including Aaron Diamond, whom a lot of the press here is familiar with today, we met Eli at an event where he shared his story in May. And we were so moved by his words, but even more so, we were inspired by his unending resilience and his hope in spite of his brother's horrifying circumstances and how this crisis has destroyed his family's lives for almost 2 years. So with tremendous support from Benjamin Anthony of the Miriam Institute and his team, we pulled together a sort of small grassroots team to rally around Eli and Evyatar's family, their mother Galia, father Avishai, and sister Ayala, who've been traveling the world for almost 2 years pleading for help for Evyatar and all of the hostages. Our purpose here today, and in general as a team, is simple and clear: to raise our voices so that Evyatar's story is heard by political leaders and policymakers, by media personalities, and by community members, to push for freedom from brutal captivity for Evyatar and all of the hostages. Governor and Mrs. Kemp, you always encourage Georgians to rally around the causes we believe in. So thank you for making this cause your cause and for making our voice your voice. And to the members of the press who are all gathered here today, we appreciate you taking the time to listen and to share this urgent and painful topic. So Governor Kemp and then Eli, we're honored now to hear your voices.
Well, good afternoon. I want to thank you all for joining us on such a painful and solemn occasion. Bart, I want to thank you and Eden for organizing today's events and for being such tireless champions for our friends and allies in Israel. I too want to recognize our Consul General, Anat. You have been an incredible friend to the people of our state. You have been an effective and a passionate leader, someone that Marty and I have had the pleasure of getting to know over the last several years, both in peacetime and war. But also, most importantly, when visiting the country of Israel, you were such a great tour guide and host for us, so we appreciate you so much. I want to thank you for your hard work and your commitment. Because of you, the relationship between our two peoples is stronger than ever, and we will sorely miss your leadership as your time in this post draws to an end. So thank you again for all that you have done. Our First Lady, Marty Kemp, and I know that her good work, as is the case with everyone here today, is not finished. We still have a mission to complete, lasting peace to achieve, and separated family members to reunite. Today, as was mentioned earlier, we are honored by the presence of Eli, David, brother of Evyatar, and Matan, Evan's cousin. Thank you both for being with us today, for your courage in sharing your loved one's story. Evyatar, like so many others, was an innocent non-combatant who was kidnapped on that horrific day that is now seared in our collective memories, October the 7th. And like the other hostages taken by Hamas in the Gaza Strip, they have been held in dark and horrible dungeons for over 640 days. They have been chained, beaten, starved, dehydrated, and emotionally tortured. Evyatar and his good friend Guy were taken together on that terrible day almost 2 years ago, and their families have not rested or been at peace for even a moment ever since. In a show of twisted psychological terror on February 22nd of this year, Hamas brought Evyatar and Guy out of the tunnels and made them watch the release of other hostages being returned to their families. The terrorists filmed their reactions, forced them to follow a choreographed script, and then returned them to the dungeons before broadcasting the video to the world. One of the photos that you see beside me is a still shot taken from that Hamas video. You can see yourself how beat down, malnourished, and tortured these two young men are. The other photo that we have today is of Evyatar, taken under normal circumstances before the events on October the 7th. You can see the incredible difference between the two images and the horrible toll this ordeal has taken on a life that really had just begun. These are the faces that we are here to remember today, but also in the days to come. We know that just this past week, President Trump hosted Prime Minister Netanyahu in Washington to discuss the hopes and plans for a ceasefire, discussions that continue as we speak. And we're certainly praying that this peace will come quickly and that all the remaining hostages will be returned to their families as part of that negotiated peace, including Evyatar. But until that day comes, whenever it comes, I'm here on behalf of all Georgians to say that we will continue to stand with the Jewish people and the state of Israel, now and for as long as it takes to end this war and ensure the safety of all Israelis. That support from well before roughly 1,200 civilians were attacked and killed in the October 7th attacks to this moment has been unwavering, and it will remain so. From the anti-hate crimes and anti-BDS legislation passed under this very gold dome that I had the honor of signing into law, to the roughly $25 million in active Israel bonds owned by the state of Georgia, the creation of the Georgia-Israel Caucus, the law enforcement exchange programs we participate in, the multiple trips members of my administration have taken to meet with the Israeli government and business leaders in so many other measures, real Georgians want you to know that we have your back, and that we will have Evyatar's back, Guy's back, and the backs of all those still held captive by evil men who pursue hatred rather than peace, bitterness rather than purpose. As we pray without ceasing for the safe return of the hostages and for the safe and peaceful Israel, we are reminded of the hopeful words from Isaiah chapter 40, verse 31. But those who trust in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not become weary. They will walk and not faint. We put our trust in the Lord, Adonai, and that trust has been rewarded again and again. Less than 3 weeks ago, we saw that faith put into action when military planes from our own country soared on wings like eagles across the globe, undetected, and delivered a crippling blow to the nuclear capabilities of Hamas benefactor, the Iranian regime. That historic operation was a joint venture between the almighty forces of the United States and Israel, and its incredible success is just the latest reminder of what we can achieve when we work together. So we will continue to wait upon and put our faith in the God of Abraham. We will pray and mourn and rejoice together when the innocent are finally returned home and peace is won. And we will not forget these men and women who need our help right now, whose strength we must all work together to renew, who must continue to walk in those dark tunnels by faith and not grow weary. May God bless Evyatar and his fellow hostages. God bless the people in the state of Israel, and may God bless these United States as we proudly stand with our ally against anti-Semitism in all its evil forms. Amen. It is my pleasure to now bring up Evyatar's brother, Eli, to hear some words from him. Welcome.
Before I begin, I want to take a moment to express my deepest thanks to the wonderful Jewish community of Atlanta and to Or Torah community specifically. Thank you for embracing Evyatar and my family with such warmth and such care. To the Miriam Institute, thank you for your unwavering support from the very beginning. And a special thanks to Benjamin Anthony, who first introduced me to this incredible, incredible community. And finally, to Eden, Barak, Aaron, Governor Kemp, First Lady Kemp, the governor's team, and everyone behind the scenes, thank you for your dedication and for making this event possible. It's more than 21 months since October 7th, and still this day, this October 7th, this disaster still echoes in my mind like it was yesterday. On October 7th, Evyatar and 3 of his friends went to celebrate, to dance on the Nova Festival near the Gazan border. When the attack started and hundreds of terrorists stormed the festival area, they tried to hide. Evyatar and Guy had that gut feeling that something is wrong and they have to split up. Evyatar and Guy found themselves hiding 300 feet from where Ron and Idan, a boy and a girl which became a couple just 2 weeks before the festival, were hiding. Ron and Idan were killed a couple of minutes later, and Evyatar and Guy got kidnapped. They were sent to the dungeons of Gaza, and they were broadcasted on the same day for all the world to see, when they're handcuffed, when they're terrified, when they were looking straight into the camera, in one of Hamas's propaganda videos, trying to make us terrified and horrified as well. But since that day, we understood Evyatar is alive, which was a privilege for us, a sad one, but still a privilege. And we decided as family that no matter what, we will fight until Evyatar is home, on his feet, and we have to stay united as family, because when he comes back, we will be there to support him. Since then, we traveled many times across the Atlantic Ocean, trying to make Evyatar's story, making Guy's story as visible as we can. Evyatar and Guy are childhood friends. They know each other since they're 1. They went to the same kindergarten. They grew up together. They both love the same music, love the same TV shows, same sports. They both play guitar brilliantly. And for the last few years, Evyatar and I are playing music every week at my parents'. It became a tradition. I play the piano and he plays the guitar, and it became a special moment every Friday that we are bonding, having fun as brothers, singing. And anytime I manifest Evyatar's return, I'm thinking about those special moments when he plays the guitar and I play the piano. When the released hostages came back on last February, after the hideous video was released, they told us that there is one thing especially that holds them up down there. And for Evyatar, it was same manifestation that I am manifesting. It was so important for him to tell me through the released hostages that he misses playing music with me, like we did every Friday. And knowing that we manifest the same thing, although we are so far away and so disconnected for so long, really brought me into tears of frustration and joy and hope and pain. Everything came together. But I think it reminded me how strong our connection is, our bond is, and how music is something that connects us. It feels like we are in crucial times right now, and hearing on the news that maybe something is going on right now for the hostage families, it's a roller coaster of feelings, of ups and downs, because everything that is happening right now, which is disappointing for us, it's crushing, really. It's crushing, it's devastating. And we went into that roller coaster for many times, and we hope that President Trump, with his government, with Prime Minister Netanyahu, that they all work on a plan that will bring all the hostages, all of them, no separation, not only Evyatar and Guy, but all the hostages, all 50 of them, all these precious souls that are suffering so much right now, will be home, and we will not have to feel this separation again, because I think the Jewish heart has bled enough, and we need to make that stop. So thank you everyone for coming here, and please send your prayers, send your focus, your energy to those who are right now in need. They need our prayers, they need our strength to stay hopeful that they will return home eventually, because for them it's the hardest right now. So please, Send your prayers to them. And I thank you very much for being here.
Okay, thank you, Eli. And at this point, we'd like to invite the Consul General to the southeast, Anat Sultan Dadon, to say a few words, and then we'll close it out. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone who are here. Thank you, Governor and First Lady, for today, but for your long-standing support of Israel, but more than that, support of the human values that we all share. And I think that is the point that is most important, that for 643 days now, 50 hostages remain in brutal captivity. But for those 643 days, their family members, like Eli and Matan, have been busy day and night, going all around the world, using their voices to remind everyone that this has to end, that they have to return. And I think that your embracement of that is a reminder that it is not only the family member's responsibility, it's a responsibility that we all share. This is not only about them, it is about us. We are not right until they are not all home with us. And so thank you, everyone, for being here. And Eli, I wish for you to play music with Evyatar soon. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for being here. That will conclude our formal program here. Thank you.